Salut les chatons and welcome back to Work in Progress. Today I'd like to share with you the mysteries that hide behind my procrastination and the method I put in place to tackle it. First of all, let's tame that barbaric sounding word, procrastination. The Cambridge Dictionary defines it as the act of delaying something that must be done. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one practicing that sport on a daily basis, huh? In the midst of this COVID-19 pandemic, some of you might have ended up just like me, with a lot of free time on their hands due to the confinement. This means a lot of time to be creative, efficient, proactive, and do all those things, big and small, that I always say I would do if I had more time. Sounds familiar? Except I can't decently use that excuse anymore. So I figured it's high time I faced my procrastination and understand it if I'm to defeat it. The way I see it, there's two types of activities that I tend to put off. The first type belongs to the category of chores or obligations, things that must be done, like washing dishes, going to the DMV, calling my health insurance company, etc., etc. The reason why I tend to procrastinate when it comes to those is pretty obvious. They're either unpleasant or boring or both. And let's be honest, I'd rather play fetch with Bosco or watch a movie. What I want to focus on more is the second type of activities. The ones I speak of with a longing in my voice. The ones that hold a special place in my heart. The ones that I've been talking about for years, or even decades, with a sparkle in my eye. Anyway, you catch my drift, the ones I claim I want to do. Some of you might ask me, if you want to do them, why don't you? Instead of swatting you away like a very annoying little gnat, I'm actually gonna answer you. There's a breed of people that I call bulldozers. Those people are in motion all the time. They go for it, they do, they create, and whether or not they experience self-doubt, they shove it aside and they move forward anyway. Well, I'm not one of them. Never have been. I am overwhelmed with self-doubt, I second-guess myself all the time, I take ages to prepare in order to get ready to launch myself, and when the time has come to go for it, I procrastinate. And it's not out of laziness, I'm actually a pretty hardworking person. So, if I'm not lazy, there has to be another very good reason, right? Let's take a specific example so that you can follow me. I first came up with the idea of launching my self-development YouTube channel about 5 years ago, but I only published my very first video 4 months ago. Over those 5 years, each time I was thinking about it, I was going through the same phases: inspiration, excitement, reflection, self-doubt, discouragement. The only thing that changed this year is that I had a wake-up call. Something happened that made me realize that life is way too short. Any given day can be your last, and I didn't want to reach the end of my life and tell myself, "Congrats, you almost did it." That's what made me want to understand the reasons behind my procrastination in order to get past it. So, I took the example of my YouTube channel. Posting a video on the internet meant putting myself out there, broadcasting my opinions outside of my little circle of friends and family. As I was trying to figure out the reasons behind my procrastination, I opened up to my friends who gave me a few leads to reflect on. Maybe I was afraid of people's judgment. Maybe I was afraid to fail. Maybe I was afraid of being disappointed by my own videos. During that reflection, it dawned on me that the only judgment I was dreading was my own. I was not scared of bad reviews, but my self-esteem was too low to think that people might be interested in what I had to say. I was scared to try because I thought I might be irrelevant. Finding the wound that was hiding behind my blockage was a very big deal because I could finally address the issue directly. And afterwards, I spent quite a bit of time trying to heal that wound. For example, listening to the voice of reason in my head, telling me that what I have to share is valuable, working with affirmations every day to boost my self-esteem, etc. Understanding the reasons behind a behavior of mine is always my first step. But what now? What do I do to stop procrastinating? Publishing a video amounts to climbing Mount Everest to me. Considering the whole task is like standing in the valley and looking at the top of the mountain. Mission impossible. But I figured, like every ascension, it all starts with one step. That's when I decided to break down my goal into tiny pieces. I made a list of 31 tasks. From the first one, choose a topic, to the 31st, press the publish button. This helps me be less scared of the whole mountain and focus on each step of the way, which is absolutely within my reach. And if one task still feels too big, I can break it down even more, even if it feels a little bit ridiculous at first. For example, task number 2 is write a first draft of my video. Well, if I feel overwhelmed, I can, for instance, break it down like this. Go to my desk, grab my notebook, grab a pen, open my notebook to a blank page, write the title. And just by doing those little things, I'm already putting myself in motion. Because that's the goal, being in motion instead of giving in to inertia and spinning my wheels with my butt on the couch. And let's be honest about something else too. There's not just one reason for me to procrastinate here. Yes, of course, the main reason for putting off creating my videos is fear, but there are several tasks, like editing, for example, that are long, tedious, and clearly not my favorite. So on top of procrastinating out of fear, I also procrastinate because part of the process is not super exciting. But I noticed that the more I get in motion and do little things, the easier it gets. It's all about creating new habits. These days, each time I should be doing the dishes, for example, and I want to listen to that demonic little voice in my head saying, "You'll do them later." I force myself to get it over with, and it gets easier each time, and the little voice loses its power. Same with my videos. One last thing, I don't know about you, but I often find myself saying that I should be doing this or that. And I found that it's very important for me to determine what hides behind the should. Is it because it's mandatory and putting it off will only make it more unpleasant or complicated later? Is it because it's something I want to do, but I'm letting fear, anxiety, or whatever reason get in the way? Or is it because it's something I think I want to do, but in reality I'm trying to please somebody else? For example, is a parent, a friend, a boss, society, or whatever pressuring me subconsciously to reach a goal? Although I understood how my own procrastination works, I still struggle with it every day, and I'm very much work in progress. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and my channel, please share them and subscribe. And don't hesitate to leave me a comment to let me know how you deal with your own procrastination. I wish you a lot of serenity and courage on your own journey.